So hello, my name is Maxim Dedushkov. I'm the CEO of Clara Center for Rural Future, and also I'm the founder and director of Holy School. So the name of my presentation, Place as a School. I would like to thank John Tucker to give me this title, because it's always very difficult to give titles, and I hadn't do that. So I will talk about how an abandoned brick factory in southern Portugal is being transformed to a center for rural innovation. And before I go into the details, I would like to thank Professor Lowe to inviting me here, and of course John Tucker to invite me here. I'm enjoying every minute of my stay here, and I'm really amazed what I see. I think sometimes, or not sometimes, most of the time I see that I have much more to learn from you right now than maybe I have to teach you or just share my knowledge. But I think it becomes a quite fruitful cooperation and exchange of ideas and knowledge. So I would like to show you the place first. So where are we based? Yeah, the place. So we are based in Europe, Portugal, in the south part of the Portugal. It's very near the coast, as you see. And I like to think that this geographical location that is on the edge of something, it gives you more freedom to experiment. So I see some kind of parallel with the location of Shanghai being on the edge of something, and maybe this is the reason that it's so innovative. Maybe it's more independent. This is the texture of the place where Clara is based. For me, it's a lovely image. It seems very soft. No, it's like you would like to grab it and put your hands into it. So it's a very hilly environment, and we have quite a huge lake over there in the top corner. It's an artificial lake. It's basically a water reservoir. It looks like a dragon or something. I would like to see it that way. So this is the actual place. This is the old brick factory you see there, and this is the place that we try to renovate and imagine as a new place for rural innovation. So as you see, it's a really small-scale operation compared to what we've seen today, especially measured by Chinese meter, I would say. So yeah, let's look what we are trying to do here. So basically, the biggest challenge of this region is that in the last 2 generations, it lost 70% of its population, which is a huge number. So the region actually depopulated, and it causes a lot of problem, as you might think. So this is something that we are trying to change. This is our mission with all of our activities to bring new life to this region. So how to do that, you would ask? So the solution that we imagined is a Center for Rural Future that brings new life to this region. Done, right? Thank you very much. Bye. No. So it's quite a difficult thing to do. So how would we do that? So this is Diogo and Mariana. They are the owners of this brick factory or of this venue. So as you can see, their faces, they are not exactly happy. They're Portuguese, yeah. They have it in their blood, like fado and things like this. I think that's the only Mediterranean nation that it's not happy, no? It's a strange thing for me, at least. But I think beside being Portuguese, they are kind of stressed because it's already 2 years since they bought the factory. It was a very interesting and exciting dream, but now they are realizing that it's really, really hard to do. And this is why they seem stressed a bit. So how? What's our plan? Basically, our plan is very simple. We are thinking in circles. I like the shape of the circle. So the circles means in this particular case is that I think first we have to figure out how this venue will work. So what are the activities that will support this venue to grow and to bring impact around this venue. So these are the second circle. So how the activities inside the brick factory or on this venue will bring a positive impact to a close neighborhood and then to the next neighborhood and the next neighborhood. But first, and this is the most important, I think, and many projects miss this point, that you have to figure out what you are doing in a very inner circle. So how is it operating before getting to the next circles? So I will show you some low-hanging fruits, I would say, like where we are focusing right now our energy and the little money that we have, because this is an independent operation, so we are not funded by anybody, sadly and luckily at the same time. We are trying to do it market-based. So first of all, we have to create a green and sustainable infrastructure. Of course, you would think like solar power, this is all important, but I think infrastructure is not only hard infrastructure like building and things like this. It's also the soil. So we have to regenerate the soil because this venue has a very, you see this, like it's not real soil. It's it's sand. So we have to regenerate the soil that we can grow things there. And also, I would say soft infrastructure is the people and the community around this venue. So we have to think, how do we make new connections between the people who are living there, who stayed there, and between the venue and the local community. So all of this soft infrastructure is very, very important. For example, when you go to a place, the first impression that you have, if the people are stressed or happy, if they have events together, or they are very individualistic, they don't do anything together, and it makes a huge difference. For example, for me in Shanghai, I've seen like people are satisfied with their life. They go around, they joke around, so it makes me feel relaxed too. So if you are able to kind of construct this kind of soft infrastructure that will show the newcomers or the visitors that this is a good place, they will think that it's a good place. Very important. Very, very important thing, the food. Again, I would bring my Shanghai experience as an example. So my, I would say obsession with street food here in Shanghai got a bit out of control, I guess. And this will make me want to come back every time. So I think bringing delicious food and healthy food on the table, it's something that we should focus on. We are working now on a cooperation with the restaurant, with a project that was started by restaurant Noma from Copenhagen. They have this program called MAD or MAD, which means food. So MAD is a network of places and chefs, and they send chefs to new places so they can discover the local cuisine and get inspired. So we are trying to be part of this network, and establishing a restaurant on the site. Sustainable tourism, a very gitchy picture, but it's true. So this is how the lake looks like. I think it's beautiful. It raises a lot of questions, because obviously we'd like to have tourists who spend their money there so that we can develop our projects and infrastructure. But how do you keep the balance of not too many tourists, right? So once a place become a well-known place and a good place, suddenly everybody wants to go there, and then they just ruin the place. We don't have the answer at the moment, so how do you keep this balance? Maybe you just raise the prices in the sky, but then you become kind of elitist or something like this. We don't want to do that. So if you have any answers for this question, please tell me. And activities for 3 different groups of people: for visitors, meaning tourists or just people who are interested what is going on here. So we have already workshops on how do you do a great compost, which is a quite hipster and trendy topic in Lisbon right now. So we're inviting these hipsters to leave their money there and bring some knowledge back to Lisbon. We had a workshop around how do you plant trees so they don't die in 1 week. Again, very useful knowledge for people who are coming from the big cities and generate some income for us, etc., etc. Newcomers are another group of people. They are the people who are considering to move there and settle there in this new region. So for newcomers, we are organizing programs that show them what the life would look like when they move there. So we connecting them with local people, we showing them around and showing them opportunities of new businesses that they might to start. We are introducing them to schools and other educational projects in the region so they can think about their children, because I think this is like one or two most important factors that somebody is considering when decides to move somewhere, like what is the environment looks like, what activities can I do business there, and education for my children. So you have to show these opportunities to the newcomers. And for locals, again, we are bringing knowledge that they can use to develop their business or their everyday life. So yeah, basically teaching them how to be a person from rural side in 2019. And we're also hosting projects for ideas and for projects, so to say. So we are inviting organizations who are doing something that is valuable for us. Like, for example, we're inviting architects that maybe want to learn sustainable architectural techniques, and at the same time they're building something for us that stays there and we are using. So we are looking for these win-win situations where the people who are coming to our site learning something and we get something from their visit too. These are the accommodation that we have at the moment. Is as I was told, it's called glamping, glamorous camping. Yeah. So those were the low-hanging fruits that we are kind of trying to get at the moment. Our long-term plan is to use collective intelligence as a tool to develop this region. And I've been learning and working with collective intelligence in the last 1 year. Back. So, as I understand collective intelligence, it's connecting 3 very important things that we have today. Connecting big crowds of people with technology that has enormous capacity of processing huge chunks of data. So how do you connect all of these 3 things? How do you kind of, using pot meters, increases the importance of people or data or the technology? How do you get out of this mix something that works well and that makes you smarter? So we've done interesting work with Nesta from London, UK, and the United Nations Development Programme. It's a downloadable playbook around how to design a collective intelligence project. So it's a 220-something pages document that walks you step by step on how to design such a project. And you can find this playbook on this URL if you are interested. And this is something that I learned working with the people in Portugal, that I think the most important thing that you have to get right is your team and how you work together. Because without this, everything is disaster, especially in hard times. So you have to select your people wisely, and you have to figure out what's the process of working together, how do you make decisions, who has the power, why that person has the power, how can I have the power. These questions that usually are not talked about has to be talked about to have a coherence in your team, so everybody pulls in one direction. So now I will quickly introduce you the school, the Hollis School that I'm founded and leading. So Hollis School, yeah, this is a logo of the previous year, and my graphic designer will kill me that I'm showing it on this huge screen. So Hollis is an interdisciplinary school that fosters social innovation through collective intelligence. So every year we're inviting participants from around the world. We have participants from 5 continents, almost 40 countries. They range from students to people in their 40s who are kind of looking for career change and trying to figure out what's next. They're coming from very different professions like economists, designers, sociologists, etc., etc. We're putting them in mixed teams, and we're always bringing them to rural sites. So at these rural sites, we are teaching them soft skills. We believe that today soft skills are much more valuable than hard skills, because hard skills are changing so fast that once you're finishing a university and learn something, it becomes obsolete. Maybe a machine is already doing this that you learned for 4 or 5 years. On the contrary, soft skills are always has the same value. So these are the communication, storytelling, complex problem solving, critical thinking, etc., etc. I won't read all of them. And people seem to appreciate, because these are skills that are not... So there are some things that you learn by getting new knowledge, like reading a book, and there are something that you learn through experience, through getting into the same situation again and again. And these soft skills are not taught by giving you new knowledge. So you can't, it's like riding a bike. So you can't learn riding a bike by reading how to ride a bike manual. So obviously you will fail for the first time. But if you are practicing and practicing and practicing, and this is what we do with our students or participants, you are getting better and better, and they appreciate it. And while they are learning these soft skills, again, win-win situation, while they are learning these soft skills, they're helping the local community. So we always have a local partner who brings up some challenges that they have in their community, and this challenge becomes the topic for the school. So the people who are coming and learning the soft skills, they're learning on a real challenge and trying to help the local community to solve this challenge. Yeah, they're working for 10 days, almost day and night. They're living on the site, so from morning till very late evening, they work as crazy, and then they deliver projects. So these are the 4 projects from this year. You can find it on our website, which I will show at the end of my presentation, so I won't go into details, but these are the projects that were delivered, and they are already considered to get into implementation by Clara. And I would like to show you a short video how these years Hollis looked like. Yeah, next. Yeah, so this was Holly's this year, and this is our next gig. We are doing a 1-week workshop on designing collective intelligence in London with the Royal College of Art, and yeah, and hopefully maybe next year we can do a Hollis in China. So thank you for your attention, and yeah, if you want to ask any questions, I'm here. Thank you.